Hey everybody, this is Alan Fine. I'm here with a familiar face, as we like to say here, Zane Kirby, who is the president and CEO of ASTA, American Society of Travel Advisors. And look where we are. And look at the investment that's been made. ASTA Caribbean Showcase 2025, it's the fourth one. We're going to talk about what ASTA is doing to support the Caribbean here on Insider Travel Report. Zane, thank you for talking.
It's great to be with you, Alan.
So what I want to say, for any travel advisors who don't know the importance of ASTA or who roll their eyes when they start talking about joining, I want them to realize that, you know, their ability to earn may depend on them listening to what we're about to say right now. So what are the biggest threats facing travel advisors? And there's a list, and I have them if you forget any.
Well, I would say maybe the biggest threat out there is generally apathy and people thinking that they can do it themselves. And then, you know, maybe slightly under that is artificial intelligence being promoted as the be-all, end-all travel advisor that you'll ever need. Yeah, those are, I think, the main sort of, and then obviously, supplier disintermediation is certainly on my mind. And you know, I hear far too many times that suppliers like to talk a good game about supporting the travel advisor, but then you know that doesn't always get to the end of the row in terms of practices within their company. So yeah, that's a third.
That's an answer. Those answers I didn't expect. I was expecting a commission, non-payments. I was expecting NCFs. I was talking. So let's talk. I mean, there's a reason they should join. And so let's talk about all the advocacy you've been doing and what you talked about in the session.
Yeah, you know. Commission payments is a big one, and actually, like recently, we've become a little bit obsessed with commission payments because it's important that our members be paid promptly and fairly for the work that they do for the traveling public.
And you have a tool.
Yeah, we do. We're launching a part of our website. It's actually, you know, we've had 2 lawyers on staff for a really long time, and they have been adjudicating disagreements between consumers and travel advisors for years and years. And we thought, hey, why don't we do something more, I think, valuable for our members and have them, you know, use the power and the voice and the word of ASTA to go after suppliers who aren't paying our members on time. So again, this is something that's legal. And you know, you enter into a contract when you become an agent for a particular company, and they need to honor that. And the fact that sometimes our members are you know, chasing commissions that are 6 months or older is just offensive. And so, yeah, ASTA, we have a new service on our website. If you're a member of ASTA, it's behind the paywall because, you know, we want to make sure that this is a true membership benefit. But you can go and you can file a complaint, and our legal team will take that complaint directly to the supplier, make sure that they're honoring their commitment to you, and then you'll also be able to go and search for other suppliers and see, you know, to make sure that the people, to make sure that the people that you're dealing with and doing business with have treated your cohorts fairly as well.
Travel advisors in Nebraska and Louisiana who are not members of ASTA, why should they be?
Well, that's really easy. It's because, you know, the governors of those states, they're always looking for offsets to giving tax breaks to constituents, and they both targeted travel this year for additional taxes. And what they said is any travel that's sold within the state is going to be subject to a 5 to 7.5 to 10% tax. Now that means if you're an agency in Louisiana and you want to sell a $5,000 cruise, it's just got much more expensive to do so in your state. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, not fair at all. So we asked to, you know, we have wonderful local chapter leadership there who swung into action. They got everyone involved with writing their members in the state legislatures there. We asked very pointed and searching questions to the members of the state legislature in each state, and we hired local lobbyists to make sure that we would have a good result. And we did, and we thankfully defeated both of those proposals.
You sell airfare, and then suddenly something happens, and you've got to give the refund back? What's that?
Yeah. We're continuing to fight that, Alan, and that's something that's not quite done yet, but I'm really, really proud of our efforts. Jessica Clement, our Vice President of Advocacy, because of her tireless work, 9 members of Congress sent a letter to the Secretary of Transportation and told him to fix this problem. It's certainly, we think, within his purview and his power to do so. And travel advisors should, when you act as a merchant of record, should not be on the hook for providing a refund before you get that money back from the airline. It's something that, again, it affects a small number of our members, but it can be devastating to a small business to have to provide $50,000, $100,000 worth of refunds when you haven't received that money back from the client, from the airline.
This kind of leads us into legislation day, and I'm going to show the slide of states that we need to join. Yes. Let's talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, we have a number of states where we have just a handful of folks, and I don't have them right off the bat.
No, I'm going to show it.
Okay, good. Yeah, but yeah, we need. It's really important for travel advisors to come to Washington one day a year. We will manage these relationships the other 364 days a year, but come to Washington one day a year. Don't worry, we're going to prep you really, really well. We'll give you all the issues, we'll give you all the talking points, but it's important for your members of your member of Congress and their staff to put a name and a face to the travel advisor profession.
Listen, one bad apple or one bad travel advisor can ruin it for everyone. You've got a verified program, which they should be joining up. Tell us why.
Yeah, so again, the barriers to entry for our industry are so low. They're zero, and there's only...
I'm a travel advisor.
Yeah, I've got a great Instagram profile. I can put together a great TikTok. I'm a travel advisor. Look at me. No, that's not it. We qualify travel advisors. ASTA has set the professional and the educational standards for travel advisors. We have 4 courses. You need to understand the legal relationships that you enter into when you sell travel. You need to understand the regulatory landscape that you're dealing with, and you also need to understand the ethical requirements that you owe to your clients. We will educate you and test you on all of those things, and then as long as you do those, and as long as you pass, and then you show time in industry and proven sales, you can be an ASTA verified travel advisor.
You're going to honor travel advisors in Chicago. They deserve it. Why?
They do. And I've sat at a lot of industry awards events over the years, and they're great. They are. It's wonderful to see that folks are feeded for, and so our supplier partners are feeded for their excellence.
Everyone's getting an award, but what about the person who started the whole thing?
It's really important now for us to honor the real heroes of this industry, the travel advisors who are connecting suppliers with customers. And so that's the main difference between ASTA's award ceremony and the ones that you see in other places. Now, of course, we're going to award some of our supplier partners there, but the main thrust of our award ceremony is going to reward and award the fantastic work that travel advisors do for the traveling public.
Now, before you give your summary, I just wanted to say something. I think that, as I see it, there are 3 kinds of travel advisors. They're the ones who volunteer. They're the ones who can't volunteer, but they join. And then they're the ones that think it'll get better without them, and they're sticking their head in the sand. Yeah. And that's a sure sign that things will backslide if that happens. So I just wanted to mention that you don't have to volunteer. If you join, you're already helping the situation. Do you have anything to say about that? And then give us a summary.
Yeah, I think that ASTA is important because the profession is important. There's something here worth defending, right? Our team doesn't lose many players. When you come and you sell travel for a living, we have members who are 60, 70, and 80 years old and still spry, and I see them at events around the world, and they are doing brisk business. And that's a really great thing. But we face obstacles, legislative and regulatory obstacles. We face challenges with suppliers. We face a real challenge in terms of mind share with the traveling public. And so having ASTA is a really important aspect of supporting the profession. The other thing I'll say about this is it's not only really important to support the trade association that is fighting for you, but it's also like it's important because you want to leave something for the next generation of travel advisors. You want to leave this profession better than you found it. And if you stick your head in the sand, like Alan is saying, or if you refuse to support the trade association, then you're making it less able to deal with the world you find around you. I mean, there are pretty serious forces out there. I mean, I mentioned this earlier today. Some of our supplier partners like to talk a good game, but then the practices that they have during at their own personal loyalty desks are a challenge for our members. Now, individually, it can be hard to stand up to a large public or private company. But when you link arms with 18,000 of your peers, it gets a lot easier. And that's what ASTA allows you to do.
There are 3 prongs: education, promotion, and advocacy. And you do it really well. And thank you for speaking for all the travel advisors and for talking to us.
Thanks, Alan. It's great to be with you.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.